We're kicking off with WWE Crown Jewel, which got more exciting with the announcement of the Crown Jewel Championships, which will be contested in 2 stacked matches in Riyadh. WWE Champion Cody Rhodes will take on World Heavyweight Champion Gunther, while Women's Champion Nia Jax will battle Women's World Champion Liv Morgan on the show. These matches won't be about defending titles, but about the new Crown Jewel Championships, which are designed to showcase the best of the year. WrestleVotes reports that these titles won't be regular fixtures on WWE TV, but will be exclusive to Saudi Arabia, similar to the Greatest Royal Rumble title won by Braun Strowman in 2018. In the 6 years since then, the title has not been seen or defended on WWE TV, and these new titles will be a way of honoring WWE's work with the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. The key difference from the Royal Rumble title is that these titles will be on the line annually, and fans are excited to see who will walk away as the inaugural Crown Jewel champions. The development gives WWE a creative way to enhance their special international events while not overshadowing the established championships held by the 4 competitors. What do you think of WWE introducing event-specific titles like the Crown Jewel Championship? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. On this week's Monday Night Raw, CM Punk confirmed that he is going away for a while to heal his body from the effects of his recent Hell in a Cell match. As previously reported, Punk's hiatus is expected to keep him away from Crown Jewel, as Punk has spoken against WWE's Saudi deal, but when can fans expect him back? According to WrestleVotes on WrestleVotes Radio, as part of their Backstage Pass, Punk is slated to appear at Survivor Series, which will take place this November in Vancouver. Though there's no word on what he'll do at the event, it's fitting that Punk will be on the show, as it was at last year's Survivor Series that he shocked the world with his WWE return. But who should Punk face at Survivor Series? Should it be his long-awaited match with Seth Rollins, or is there a better option? Share your thoughts in the comments. Since becoming WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes has been willing to take on all comers, and next week, the American Nightmare will have a huge challenge in Manchester, England. As part of WWE's upcoming tour of the UK, it's been confirmed that Rhodes will defend the title against Solo Sikoa on October 16th, but in a steel cage match. Typically, cage matches help prevent outside interference, though knowing the Bloodline, don't count out Sikoa's allies finding a way to get involved. This match also effectively spoils that Rhodes' issues with the Bloodline did not end at Bad Blood, despite him and Roman Reigns' victory over Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Rhodes has been at odds with the Anoa'i family for years now, and will once again face off against Sikoa, and we'll have to see if Rhodes can continue his reign in Manchester. In addition to Sikoa, Cody Rhodes has fallen afoul of The Rock, whose return to WWE Bad Blood last week has sparked speculation about a future match between the two. It was reported by the Wrestling Observer in May that WWE's plan was for Rock Rhodes at WrestleMania 41, and this week, Rhodes may have spoiled his plans for April 2025. Speaking to the Manchester Evening News to promote WWE's upcoming UK tour, Rhodes spoke about his plans for WrestleMania, which may not involve the Bloodline. He said, "In terms of where I'd like to get by WrestleMania, I would think that Roman Reigns will step in and start handling his own Bloodline business and allow me to handle business elsewhere." This is certainly a development, especially given that The Rock was a member of the Bloodline as of earlier this year and appears to still be part of the group. In fan-recorded footage of The Rock's return last week, Solo Sikoa can be heard telling Jacob Fatu that this was part of the plan, suggesting The Rock is still a part of the faction. If Rhodes' future in Las Vegas doesn't involve the Bloodline, then this match with The Rock may be off, and who do you want to see him face at WrestleMania if that is the case? Let us know below. What we do know is that The Rock isn't finished with WWE just yet, as the final boss made clear this week via an Instagram post. On the platform, The Rock shared footage of his Bad Blood return and wrote that the show ain't over until the final boss says it's over. The Rock reflected on the wrestling business and his connection with fans before concluding with the ominous "Final boss engaged, see ya down the road." Having The Rock show up is always a huge thing for WWE due to his busy schedule, and it looks like fans will be seeing more from the final boss down the road. Now, tonight's SmackDown will see the blue brand build towards Crown Jewel, but it'll also see the opportunity of a lifetime for Carmelo Hayes. Last week, Hayes defeated AJ Styles, albeit via forfeit due to Styles' injury, and in doing so, earned a United States title match with LA Knight. Knight may have attacked him after his win over Styles, but Hayes will get his match tonight in the first televised title opportunity Carmelo has had since coming to the main roster. On Twitter, both men hyped the match, with Hayes saying that the cream rises to the top, while LA Knight said he'll embarrass the former NXT champion in Greensville. Tonight's SmackDown will also see SmackDown GM Nick Aldis meet with Hayes, possibly to discuss his future in the title picture, and this won't be the only title match. Women's Tag Champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will defend their titles against Metaphors Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend in a huge opportunity for the NXT duo. Cody Rhodes will address Kevin Owens' attack on him after Bad Blood, and if that's still not enough, fans will get to see the OTC Roman Reigns live at SmackDown. This will certainly be another stacked show on the USA Network, and should Hayes get the win, or is it too soon for him and for Knight's reign to end? Give us your thoughts in the comments. Now, with WWE Raw moving to Netflix in less than 2 months, fans are expecting some major changes to the brand, and a massive heel turn could be in the works. On this week's show, Seth Rollins came face-to-face with CM Punk to tease a program between the two, but that'll only happen after Punk returns from his hiatus. Fans will remember that the two were slated to face each other at WrestleMania 40, but Punk's injury scuppered those plans, but now it appears that the plans for the feud are back on track. According to Zero News, Triple H's creative team has been considering plans to turn Rollins heel, which was teased during this week's Raw after his segment with Punk. In addition to his run-in with Punk, Rollins was also visibly annoyed at Jey Uso for interrupting his promo, and a turn on one of WWE's most popular babyfaces would be a sight to see. The timing of this potential turn is interesting, as in addition to Punk's absence, Raw is without another top face, Braun Strowman, who has confirmed reports of a torn groin injury. If Rollins turns, it'll be his first time as a heel in over 2 years, though such a turn is unlikely to happen just yet, as he's set to kick off his program with Big Bronson Reed. Rollins has excelled as both a heel and a face, but what do you make of plans to turn him into a villain? How would you book the turn? Give your thoughts in the comments section down below. With each passing day, Tiffany Stratton's popularity continues to soar with the WWE Universe, and her alliance with Nia Jax has guaranteed Miss Money in the Bank regular time on TV. Many believe that this alliance will end with Stratton turning babyface and cashing in on the women's champion, but their segment saw an unfortunate botch last week. During a segment between the pair and Bayley, Stratton accidentally called the role model by her real name Pam, and fans wondered if there was any heat on Tiffany for the error. In a recent Q&A session by Sean Ross Sapp, a source said that there are only some giggles backstage, with no heat or serious backlash, and that Stratton is liked with the roster. The Backstage team chalked up this mistake to simply sometimes these things happen, and it's good that Miss Money in the Bank didn't receive backlash backstage over a harmless mistake. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the coming weeks with Tiffany Stratton as we head toward Crown Jewel 2024, and whether Tiffy Time will see her win gold in Riyadh next month. Since arriving in WWE, Rhea Ripley has risen up the ranks to become one of the company's most popular stars, and now fans can expect to see much more of Mommy. According to PW Insider, Ripley and WWE have agreed on terms for a new long-term contract, and it's only a matter of time before the deal is officially signed. The new contract is expected to be for 5 years, keeping Ripley in WWE for the foreseeable future, and she's also set to receive a considerable pay rise with her new deal. This long-term deal underscores WWE's confidence in Ripley as a cornerstone of the company's future and continues to solidify her position as one of WWE's top names. The last time fans saw MJF, it was at All Out 2024, and outside of the ring, the former world champion has been pursuing a career in acting. Last month, Deadline reported that MJF was set to be a part in Happy Gilmore 2, which will also feature Adam Sandler and Bad Bunny, and now we have an update on his AEW return. According to Fightful, Happy Gilmore 2 wrapped up its production in the last week of September, and MJF is expected to return to AEW TV sooner than later. It's also reported that MJF will have a significant role in the film, a step up from his work in The Iron Claw, in which most of his scenes were cut from the Von Erich biopic. While MJF hasn't been appearing for AEW as of late, he's still got deep ties to the company, and is still finding ways to be a heel to the company's president Tony Khan. Yesterday was Khan's 42nd birthday, and on Twitter, MJF made his feelings clear on the matter, stating, "Happy birthday, you fucking Mark," and his boss. MJF has never shied away from making his views clear, either on TV or online, and fans can expect the scumbag to do just that soon enough when he returns to AEW programming. We've got some sad news to report now, as PW Insider has reported that indie wrestler Charles Juan Jeremy Perez tragically passed away this past Wednesday night. Trained by WWE Hall of Famer Johnny Rodz, Perez died while on tour with Japan's Kaiju Big Battel, and it's reported that he passed away that evening shortly after his match. Further details on his death are unclear, but his family are seeking help to bring him back to the US for a funeral, with his sister Ruth setting up a GoFundMe to help with these efforts. Throughout his career, Perez made a name for himself in various promotions, including East Coast Wrestling, American Combat Wrestling, and World Wrestling Network. Perez made an impact on the independent wrestling scene that left a lasting impact on fans and colleagues alike, as the wrestling community is once again mourning another tragic loss. On behalf of Slat Rock Wrestling, we extend our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and fans of Charles Juan Jeremy Perez during this difficult time. What are your memories of Charles Juan Jeremy Perez's career? Feel free to share your thoughts and pay your respects in the comments below. Now, it's no secret that Bryan Danielson's career is winding down, with the AEW World Champion even saying he expects to undergo neck surgery later this year. Despite this, Danielson held nothing back in his Dynamite 5-year anniversary match with Kazuchika Okada, and when speaking to Uncrowned with Yahoo Sports, delved deep into how painful the bout was. He said, "Midway through the match, I started losing strength in my legs. There's a point later in the match where I'm trying to kick Okada and I just can't turn over my kicks. That's something that I have the body mechanics to do because I've been doing it for so long, but here I am and I can't turn my hip over for this kick. When I got to the back, I went to the trainer right away, and they worked on me for like 30 minutes. They said it was stemming from the neck stuff. It's getting to a point where physically, we're seeing the signs. I haven't been sleeping well because I have been having this shooting pain down my arm." At WrestleDream, Danielson will have another war in store when he defends his title against Jon Moxley in what's been one of AEW's most personal rivalries of 2024. Both men won't hold back in the match, but do you think Bryan is doing too much given what we know about his neck? Share your thoughts in the comments. Since suffering his broken neck during a March 2022 edition of SmackDown, Big E has been out of action, but the positive powerhouse has remained active with WWE in other roles. While E has proven to be a hit on panels for premium live events, fans hope to see him wrestle again, and now, over 2.5 years after this accident, that could be happening. According to WRKD Wrestling, it's reported that Big E could return in an attempt to reunite Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, as the pair have been seeing growing tensions in recent weeks. The report adds that Big E getting involved with the pair on TV would hinge on the former WWE champion being medically cleared, which has always been the case since his injury. Speaking as part of Fanatics Live before Bad Blood, Big E admitted that he's not medically cleared yet, but added, "We will see," as he remains hopeful about a return to the ring. On TV, a split between Woods and Kofi seems inevitable at this stage, but if cleared, it could be the return of Big E that helps mend the issues between the tag team partners. But what do you think of all this? Would this be the right way to bring back Big E should he get cleared for action again? Let us know in the comments. On October 11th, Toni Storm and La Catalina were supposed to face off in an AEW vs CMLL Dream match, but fans excited to see the pair battle will need to wait a little longer. On social media, CMLL announced that the showdown set for the CMLL Viernes Espectacular event had been postponed due to the effects of Hurricane Milton. The severe weather conditions wreaked havoc in Florida, leading to widespread flight cancellations, including Toni Storm's trip to Mexico, resulting in the match being postponed. With that said, CMLL has assured that this is only a temporary setback, and La Catalina will now team up with Samantha Black to face Persephone and Zeuxis in a 2 out of 3 Falls tag team match. Despite the setback, fans can still expect an action-packed night at CMLL Viernes Espectacular and expect a due date for the Catalina Storm match to be announced soon. On Dynamite, Daniel Garcia not only made his return to programming, but confirmed that he had signed a new deal before declaring his intentions to come for those with title gold. According to PWN, Garcia's new contract is a 3-year deal with a hefty raise in salary thrown in as well, further solidifying the fact that Garcia is seen as the future of AEW. In July, Stephanie Vaquer signed with WWE shortly after competing at Forbidden Door, where the then CMLL Women's Champion took on AEW TBS Champion Mercedes Moné. In her weekly Money Mag newsletter, the CEO spoke about Vaquer joining WWE and took a modicum of credit for the Chilean star making this blockbuster move. Mone explained that despite a language barrier and limited time to plan their match, the pair had a great bout at Forbidden Door, which likely caught the attention of those in WWE. She writes, "Stephanie flew in that day and got to the building maybe an hour before the doors opened. We just talked about the match a little where she speaks a whole different language, Spanish. That was so hard. I'm like, my God, we don't get the time to walk over our moves, we speak two different languages, and we're both tired, jet-lagged, and hungry too? Yet, that also turned out to be such a great match. She was signed by the WWE days later. I'd like to think our match had a say in that." As for Vaquer, she made her physical debut for NXT during the October 8th episode, where she aligned with Julia to bring the fight to Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. Nonetheless, Vaquer's match with Mone was certainly an eye-opener for many, so perhaps Mone has the right to take some credit for Vaquer joining WWE at the end. Do you believe Mercedes Mone deserves credit for Stephanie Vaquer signing with WWE? Please share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. In her newsletter, Mone also spoke about Saraya, a woman Mone has plenty of history with, and admitted that the Brit has been really annoying her as of late. She writes, "From CEO, I really am unstoppable with Camille by my side. The CEO is always handling business, so I'll think about taking that phone call from MVP. As far as Saraya goes, I heard she just signed a new deal with AEW, which is perfect for us to continue our story. She's been really pissing me off backstage lately too, thinking that her dog Roxy is cuter than Ryu. I think not." It was an incident in a WWE ring between the two that would cost Saraya close to 5 years of her career, and it was only when Saraya joined AEW in 2022 that she wrestled again. Saraya has said that Mone was one of the first people she spoke to when she learned she could wrestle again, as she didn't want the CEO to feel bad about what had happened any longer. Mone and Saraya may both be heels, but it seems there's growing issues between the pair, and could we see the duo in an AEW ring in the near future? Time will tell. Since 2019, Chris Jericho has been a leading figure in AEW, with many crediting his involvement from day one as a sign that this was a company for fans to pay attention to. Recently, the wrestling legend has dropped hints that his contract with AEW is coming up, leading some to wonder if a potential WWE return is in the cards for the Demo God. During an interview with comicbook.com, Jericho addressed those rumors and didn't rule out a return to WWE down the line, as he told Chris Killian, "I enjoyed working there in the past, and I could probably work there in the future as well. We'll see." While Jericho enjoyed his WWE run, he had plenty more to say about AEW and made clear that he doesn't see any reason to leave when his contract expires. He said, "We did what we set out to do, which was change the course of wrestling history," referring to AEW's rapid rise as a major force in the industry. With the company's new TV deal and financial success, Jericho sees no reason to go elsewhere. "I'm happy, and there's really no reason for me to go anywhere else right now." It seems Jericho is fully committed to staying in AEW for the foreseeable future, leaving fans to continue watching him make waves in an all-elite ring. What do you think about Chris Jericho's commitment to AEW? Do you think he could eventually return to WWE? Share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section below. Earlier this week, it was reported that a male fan was kicked out of a hotel in Missouri twice after he tried to take pictures of the feet of female wrestlers from the NXT roster. This invasion of privacy has once again portrayed wrestling fans in a negative light, but on Twitter, Matt Cardona poked fun at the situation. On Twitter, Cardona parodied the incident, saying that there was an incident at his home where a man was caught trying to take photos of the feet of female talent, as well as a dog. Cardona added a photo as proof, showing a foot belonging to his wife Chelsea Green, as well as the couple's beloved pooch. The indie god certainly made an impression with this post, and was this a step too far given the invasion of privacy of the female talent, or just harmless fun? Let us know down below. And we're ending with CM Punk, who has made several appearances for WWE NXT, and in addition to being on shows, has also been spotted behind the scenes. Speaking on the No Contest Wrestling podcast, Punk spoke about his NXT visits, saying he feels happy and emotional when fans and wrestlers alike meet and compliment him. Punk recalled times that the kids on the roster have shown him old pictures from autograph signings and say he inspired them to pursue their dreams in the ring. Punk added that these interactions reminded him of when he had the chance to do the same with Roddy Piper, adding that their interaction meant a ton to him when he met the late legend. CM Punk went on to say that he wants young wrestlers to avoid the struggles he faced, and noted that while indie wrestling still exists, there's fewer opportunities now than when he began. Back then, Punk could wrestle almost every weekend, but with promotions having fewer shows, Punk fears that talent aren't having the same opportunities to improve in the ring outside WWE. Punk also reflected on joining WWE and being assigned to OVW, a move that made him feel out of place given his success in ROH, but said he was young and took the opportunity for granted. Going back to NXT, Punk called it similar to a college sports program with everything available, including air conditioning, a luxury Punk sure didn't have at many of his indie shows. Punk enjoys visiting NXT, where he is greeted warmly, and spoke highly of the facility that includes multiple rings, therapy options, and recovery equipment. To him, NXT feels like a paradise for athletes with everything they need to succeed, which is why he finds the atmosphere refreshing and compared it to the Fountain of Youth. While CM Punk wasn't on this week's show in Missouri, he was backstage at the show, where he once again gave out advice to the roster, who were no doubt pleased to hear from the veteran. CM Punk will always love appearing on NXT one way or another, and fans wouldn't have it any other way, as it's clear he is a great influence there. Do you believe CM Punk has been a massive benefit to WWE NXT since last year? Let us know your thoughts on the Best in the World's ventures to the Silver brand in the comments below.